The problem is she's developed so much bony overgrowth, it's really difficult to remove it. And let's face it, the clock is ticking.
What you do is you grab hands with the kids, and then you go in a circle. And then, you know, we were going too fast, and I was going like this. I ran into the wall.
Oh. So you hit the wall with your chin?
With my chin first, yes. And then after that, as time went by, it was just deforming.
So we call the deformity peau d'orange, which is an orange peel in French. If you look at the orange, there's like these little bumps and little indentations in it. So with Yasmin's chin, that's what it looks like, and that's because of trauma to the mentalis muscle. That's what causes the irregularities of her chin.
When I was about 14 years old, we found a plastic surgeon. They took out fat from my tummy and reconstructed my chin.
Did it work at all?
I did see a slight difference. It was just a little bit fuller. After the time went by, it just went away.
Yeah, the fat went away.
Yeah.
Especially in an area where there's a lot of movement, and that muscle underneath the chin here, well, it's constantly moving as you speak. Did you have any other procedures?
I did. I had one when I was 25, another fat transfer. And then until again, time passed by, and it just went away again.
So nothing else after that?
No, I have not.
Is it worse now than it was before you had anything done, or is it better now?
I would say it's worse.
Yeah. Yasmin had fat transfer to try to smooth the contour regularities of her chin. The problem with fat transfer is some of the fat will take, some will absorb, and that really predisposes you to more lumps and bumps and more irregularities. They really should have focused on a procedure to try to smooth the skin and the overall contour.
The goal would be to iron this somehow, which means make it smooth. We lift up the tissue, we look at the contour of what we call the chin fat pad. Do we need to put a blanket on top of that deeper fat pad? So what do we put there? Fat? Don't really want to do that, I don't think. I think you've already had enough fat in there. So the thing that I think about is using some cadaver skin. No matter what we do, there is a risk, a decent risk, that I can make that worse. And probably about a good 25, 30%. It's not 5%, it's higher. Do you still want to do this?
Well, at least there's some percentage. There's not a full no. There's some hope. Before my surgery, I was living with a giant on my chin. My chin was lumpy and bumpy, and I would get asked about my chin every time I went out, which made me never want to leave the house. But now, thanks to Dr. Nassif, my chin is smooth. I no longer shy away from the public. Nothing stops me anymore.
My name's Caitlin, and my knee does not match my body. My left knee looks very disfigured, discolored. The texture is very odd, and it has a lot of loose skin. It looks disgusting. My knee kind of crackles whenever I extend it. My son, he always makes fun of the way that I run and says I look like an injured deer. Can't sit on my knees, like bending down to put the kids in the bath. I just don't have the coordination in that knee. It is upsetting that you're not able to do the things that you want to do. It was about 10 to 15 feet that I fell, and I hit my left knee on a rock ledge.
It obviously burst open your skin, right? And broke your knee bone.
Yeah.
Open fracture.
Yeah.
And that's especially with all that beautiful water, with all those organisms in there.
Okay, so
there's your infection.
Fortunately, her bone is healed, so she no longer needs it. The problem is she's developed so much bony overgrowth, it's really difficult to remove it. And let's face it, the clock is ticking.
1 hour on the tourniquet.
Tick, 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 tick.
Ah, that sucker is encased in bone.
It's critical that the flap be alive, because if it's not alive, potentially she'll have a worse problem post-operatively than she had pre-operatively.
Wow.
1,000 times better, right?
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Not even the same leg or knee.
Yeah.
That's an incredible difference.
It's live.
It is alive.
You not only changed my life physically, but you have just like my well-being and everything as well.
I fell off my bike straight into the curb.
Ouch.
And was your nose crooked?
The wee bit here, yeah. And then I started to snore and having breathing problems. And then I went to a surgeon. I was about 18, I think. He said to me that he thought my nose was very manly and he could define it and, you know, give me like this lovely nose.
And he suggested these changes.
He said this to me.
You walked into this plastic surgeon's office with complaints of breathing.
Yep. He says he thought that he could fix my nose.
A red flag.
When my plaster came off, I actually was happy enough with it. And the surgeon wasn't happy with it. I said my nostrils were too big and that he wanted to make them smaller.
That's twice.
Yeah, so again, I went with him.
How long was that between the first and second surgery?
I think it was about 1.5 years. When the surgery was finished, my nose was all pushed over and apparently it was like some sort of blood clot or hematoma or whatever.
On the skin or inside?
No, inside. But when he tried to fix it, when the plaster came off, there was no difference.
Well, I know it's affected her so much. She said to me, I feel deformed.
Wow.
I feel like a freak. All I do is think about what other people are thinking of me. I've been robbed of my confidence, my looks, and a wee bit of my personality.
You just wanted normal again.
Yeah, it would just really help my life, I think. Before my surgery, my nose was deformed and I felt like I looked like a freak. My nostrils were uneven, I couldn't breathe, and I felt extreme anxiety when I would meet new people. But now, thanks to Dr. Nassif, my nostrils are the same size, I can breathe properly, and my anxiety is gone.
The question is, what's missing? So basically, you have some remnant of muscle here. You have nothing right here. It's pure skin graft on bone. You have some remnants of soft tissue here. Another option is to make an incision across your entire abdominal wall, extending into the unaffected right side. It'll have a better shot at matching the left side.
Right.
The advantage of that is you probably don't love this little extra lax tissue.
No.
It's a tummy tuck on a guy.
Okay.
Big downside is complications. I mean, there's a big difference between working on this smaller area, although substantial area, than lifting everything up, doing a full tummy tuck. But I'm willing to go after it, if you're willing to go after it. If you want to do the whole thing,
Yeah.
I'm there for you. I'll do the whole thing.
I think the best option sounds like, you know, even though it's a bigger risk, probably do the whole thing and try to make it look as symmetric as we can.
Before my surgery, there was a big gaping hole in my side. But now, thanks to Dr. Dubrow, the hole is gone. I have symmetry, and I'm no longer in pain when my work belt rubs against my side or anything. There's no way you could possibly tell what my side looked like before.